Hello YouTube, Isaac the Red here. Today, rather than me going through a little tutorial-y bit or just covering MV related crap, I thought I'd do a quick, well, I don't know how quick it's going to be. It's a let's play of a game demo that was posted on one of the forums that I frequent, probably about an hour ago now. It is called Arcana Legends Judgment. So, let's take a look, shall we? I haven't actually started playing it yet, so this is going to be a complete blind reaction review-y kind of let's play thing. The only thing I've done aside from just opening this to see how loud it was going to be versus my recording is, since it's here, I decided I would check out the homepage. Unfortunately, surprise surprise, it just launches straight to Google, and that's kind of sad. So, you know, for those of you making your demos, until you actually have your homepage or someplace you specifically want that homepage button to go if you use that plugin, might as well leave it disabled until you've got a spot for it to go to. Options, I'm going to set always dashed. No, you know, I'm not going to set always dashed on. But this should be fine. Go. Credits. Oh, what's in the credits? Another quick thing, if you don't really have anything to put there yet, don't bother putting it on your start menu until you've got stuff to put there, even if it's just a blurb, hey, this game was made by so-and-so. Speaking of so-and-so, this game was posted by a forum member named Uzuki from the RPGMakerMV.co forums. So, hopefully, it's an enjoyable experience. And Uzuki, if you watch this, I hope you take what I say not personally against you, but just as somebody playing your game for the first time, as just a legitimate reaction to it. So, without further ado, let's take a look, shall we? And I'm going to be playing this with the keyboard and mouse primarily, because mouse control is with the keyboard primarily, because mouse is clumsy and I don't have my controller plugged in. Aha! Looks like the caravan is in town. Finally, we can rest. We've been traveling non-stop, since we've entered these woods. We can rest later. Right now, we need to start looking for that mirror shard. The informant said that this would be the best place to start. Calm down, Jason. There'll be plenty of time to look for the shard after we have rested. Fighting on an empty stomach won't help us find it faster. Joel is right. We've been through so much in the last few days. It's time to take a rest. See? Even Gwyn agrees. And you know when stick in the mud Gwyn agrees with something, it's gotta be the best decision. Very well. I guess we have been pushing ourselves a little too hard. but we won't stop for long. We can rest and continue to look for the shard. Ask around and see if you can find any information about it. Great! The pub will be an excellent place to start. And from the looks of it, this village has a decently large town hall. Their library might have some interesting textbooks to look through. Try to relax, Jason. You only make yourself sick if you keep pushing yourself like this. Why don't you go get us a room at inn? That way you can take a short rest and relax a little. Ooh, and I can control the character now. So intro is, pretty simplistic and nice, which, makes it, let the player get right into the gameplay pretty early on. A little bit of typo-y, grammar-y stuff. Remember, when there's a comma and it's not denoted to like a list of this and this, this, this and this, yada yada yada, that comma really puts a pause in your speech. So you don't always need to put a comma right after somebody's name, because sometimes it just flows in speech to just say their name continuously. It really kind of overemphasizes that if you put a comma after the naming of someone or something. Well, let's walk around and talk to some folks. But first, Jason is a level 30 Lotus Prince. So we're starting off mid-leveled with relatively low kind of stats. So we're looking at hopefully a more tightly balanced game by comparison to MV's standard stat allotment, which usually gives you way more than that at level 30 if you just pump the level up and all that. So that bodes pretty well. We start with 350 gold here, and we're looking at looks like default icons, which isn't a bad thing. Let's see here. Does Jason have equipment? He has the Lotus Blade, old sword passed down within the Lotus family from father to son. Chips and scratches cover the entire length of the blade. Okay. Breastplate, thin metal plate that covers the chest area. Okay, well that's pretty self-explanatory. And simple traveling cloak. So, pretty standard kind of starter gear setup here. Excuse me. So, despite him starting at level 30, kind of some bare bones gear to work with here. So, let's see here. Skills he starts out with. Runes and texts. So he has two separate kind of setups. We're looking at SP and EP. So hit points are called. Hit point bar is SP now, and what's normally considered MP is called EP. So we've got the runes Pearl and Light Barrier. Pearl does not have a description, so I'm not sure what that's going to do. Turn the ether surrounding the target's body and solidify to form the Light Barrier and increase turn. Okay, we've got a little bit of cut off here. So there might be something we can do to decrease text size in this situation so it doesn't overflow like that. But we've still got a little bit of extra space here, so we might be able to just cut and push if there's not anything beyond the word solidify on that top line. So we're looking at a defensive based rune. And of our text we've got muscle, which should be more of a physical thing. use the surrounding ether to bolster the muscles and increase physical strength. Okay, so a self-buff. Well, I'm guessing it'll be a self-buff. We got our taunt. Focus your mind and body to absorb and recover your ether. Oh, see, now this is that's a good one. Though the fact that this can be used outside of combat, not sure how I like that, because that means after every battle you can abuse focus. And if every character has focus, including like the healer character, this means you can abuse focus to keep healing yourself after combat, so it seems a little bit abusable. We've got our heavy swing. Use both hands to deliver a powerful blow with the blunt side of your weapon. Tempest swing. Swing your weapon wildly to hit multiple enemies. And thrust. Both hands to deliver a powerful piercing attack that bypasses the enemy's defense. Heavy swing, I'm hoping, is more of a stun kind of move. Or perhaps I'm hoping for damage types like slashing, blunt, piercing. So that could be pretty cool. But that's just my first stuff. Okay, we've got a quest system in place. I'm not sure if it's going to be used. We've got our in progress, completed, and failed. Status screen. Parameters. Elements. Standard fare here. State. Attributes. Okay, we're using regen rates. HP and MP regen rates here. Gonna have to say you'll want to go through and make sure these get customized properly for SP and EP, because that seems to be your shtick here. And yay, aggro rates and all that. So continuing on, we've got our variables. Might want to change the name of that for specifics and all that, but this is almost looks like it's kind of there for testing purposes more than anything else, because just having these kind of things shown doesn't really do anything for the player that I know of, unless your game gets some really sprawling maps where knowing your map coordinates gets important. We've got our stats, our statistics. Well, that's actually really cool. It's set up to keep track of stuff like that. We'll check back in here later to see if it really does keep track of it. And then, of course, our empty profile. I do hope you add stuff there. But this is a demo that was only about 250-ish megabytes to download, so I'm thinking it's probably relatively early demo. Alright, get any starting items. Got small handbook that lists various recipes that can be cooked almost anywhere. Okay, so we've got the synthesis. We've got Yanfly synthesis plugin in here. So that's a thing. Got our bread, meat, eggs, cheese, ham sandwich, berry muffins, smothered pork chop, some herbs, healing potions, smelling salt, toxin vials. So looks like we're gonna be doing okay. Let's jump into it then. What else we got? We got a craft. Do that. Cook. Ah, okay, so it won't name it until we get it. That's cool. Our bread and meat will be our ham sandwich, probably. It's a good one. Ooh! And we have our first error here. Looks like we're missing a sound effect. So hopefully that sound effect isn't used very often elsewhere. I'm gonna quickly report that. That is really kind of annoying. Well, let's jump back in real quick. Just going to make the author of the game aware that his demo is missing the sound effect. I'm hoping that sound effect isn't used anywhere else in the game, and for BS purposes I'm just going to copy a file in there just so I can continue playing it and hope it works out for the best. So quickly go through, my projects here. Audio. Just call it twine.org. Quick. See if that fixes it. Let's skip back through here. Yada yada, talkie. Alright, I've got control over it again. It is really gonna fight me over the fact that it's not capitalized, I bet. Let's just capitalize this. If it doesn't work after that, I will stay away from crafting. Third time's the charm, right? Mystic Edge Production. Nice logo. I didn't say it before, but the Arcana Legends Judgement background here is actually pretty nice. Considering I believe this is probably the devs' first game. At least I know it's the first game I've ever heard of them release, because I've never heard of them before. The subtitle seems a little bit excess, I think. Probably get away with just calling it Arcana Legends. Just let that stand for itself. That probably just overall just flow better. Let's try this again. Alright, back here. it's really going to fight about that. It's probably because it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the right, it's not the right file. So let's back out of this, delete my twine.og, and we'll just take the same file as before. Do we have... he didn't even use the bell sound effect. I was just going to use a bell. Now let's just copy and paste that. And bam. Now we have our twine sound effect. I'm not sure why I didn't just do something like that at the start. So now that we've wasted plenty of time, this should be a wonderful reminder to all of you out there. Test your own games before you put them out there to download. I don't mean from in here hitting this button right here. I mean after you go through the process of deploying it. You know, if you use the exclude unused files option right here, if you use that, test your demo, because this has a bad habit of excluding files that it's not supposed to. Files that are only ever referenced by a plugin tag or something like that, and not through, you know, regular database stuff. If it's not referenced through the regular database, there's a big chance the deployer is going to exclude the file. So I definitely recommend you do a full export of your game. And I know it's annoying, but manually remove the absolutely unnecessary files. This may still leave you with extra unnecessary files that you don't catch or whatnot, but it's in your best interest, compatibility-wise. When it comes to your final release, most definitely are you going to want to do that. So that's a recommendation from me, especially after running through this sequence 5 times. Are we at now? So I'm hoping now I can craft that ham sandwich. And I can. Fantastic. Craft a ham sandwich. Eggs and ham. Berry beans, a whole bunch of other stuff. But fantastic. Ta-da. And that's our thing. Got our save. Should have done that in the first place. Okay, cannot talk to this NPC. Welcome. Come on and grab some provisions for the road. You don't want to be caught out there in the wild without the proper supplies. Got our shop here with all sorts of food bits. Salt and pepper. Just looking at a full-on cooking course here. No talkie-talkie. Still no talkie-talkie. Okay, so this is not going to be one of those games where you can just talk to whoever you want, apparently. Or at least it isn't right now. It's a bit of a shame. Huh, bunny girl. Got our weapons merchant. Quiver. Oh, this is the weapon durability thing. So, that's cool. Short spear, broadsword. Oh, clever, clever, denoting where you can enter buildings and the like from. Got some chatter background noise. Again, no interacting with NPCs. Seems all very, very static. This is something you want to lean away from. NPCs, like blocking off a major movement through an area. Like this could have been avoided by moving this over a little bit. Moving this over, maybe making the room like an extra 2 blocks longer towards the back, just so you can give a space in between these two NPCs to move. Found out for a small village, these people know how to have a good time. Come on, Joel. We have to be serious. Yeah, I know. Outside of some stories and mystery lessons, I haven't learned anything new. Doubt your average Joe would know where to find a magical artifact of legend. Very well, I'll keep asking around. Hey, Jason, you've got to relax a little bit. I understand what we're doing is important. Pushing yourself too hard is just going to bite you in the back later. I'll try to, Joel. Don't try. Do. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to show these bar bums how to drink properly. Alright, this is gonna bug me for all eternity, so I have to show this. This is the character's name. Jocelyn Graudea Alexandrian the Fourth. Or Jason. I know he's your main character, but oh my god, that is a mouthful. That is a real mouthful. Like, that's more mouthful of name than most, most anything really. That's just insane. So yeah, let's just stick with Jason. Really, please. Oops, my mouse is still. Get back there. And can't talk to the bartender, can I? Nope. Oh, we've got some. Yeah. That I'm sure wasn't meant to be a thing. So, when setting up your bits and bobs, do be sure that people can't do stuff like this, because I'm fairly certain I'm not supposed to be able to walk on that. I can hear voices, but I can't just barge back there. I'm not sure who Eveline is, but she's not in the party, so that's gonna have to be a thing. So it seems to be this entire tile pack thing that you've got going on here is not set up properly. So I definitely look into that and fix that. But okay, that's our pub. With this probably a food stall. Food stall already set up, so you don't have to make your own meals. I'm gonna go with the theory that this little building here is not enterable. Yeah, not enterable. This fence is not doing anybody any good here. This bush is in the way of this door. I mean, I know it's not meant to be an enterable building, but yeah, that's a thing. Is this building enterable? No. I guess we've got... Oh, statue's readable. Kalisha Aelian, hero of the mirror. One of the 8 heroes that fought the old gods and saved humanity from complete destruction. With her magical mirror shield, Kalisha Kilita, I'm not sure how that's meant to be pronounced, I'm just gonna go with kill for now, was able to reflect evil back at her enemies, and double and there, reveal the truth of the old gods. Okay, so we've got finally a character I can actually talk to, or at least hear what they're talking about. If you want to listen to one of my songs, just take a seat in front of the fire pit. Well, let's put it that way. See, a new member has joined the audience. Do you have any requests? Taking this wasn't completed. The options are there, but I don't think anything's going to happen. That's a shame. I guess that's not implemented yet. Missed opportunity there. What is blocking this? You can go back and forth this way. You cannot cross it this way. Cross there, cross there. Cannot go through that way, cannot go through that way. Is it the same here? It is. Okay, so I can't do anything with that. Talk to anybody there. Find anything interesting. This box would have done better down below. You're getting cut off over here. Testing, lots of testing. Not anything that we can use, although it's quite fascinating how this small village has such a large collection of books. They even have books that were thought to be lost or destroyed. There are books here about the history of runes, cities, and even technology. You should give some of these a read, Jason. I'm sure you will find something that will come in handy later. If I get the chance, I'm going to walk around the village a little bit, see if I can find more information on the mirror shark. Very well, let me know if you find anything. Seems kind of wordy. I'll go through it. You can pause the video if you would like to read it yourself, or I might read it myself later, but not right now. Or not, because it's not there. Okay. Another missed bit there. Could have done something with that. Should have done something with that. You're gonna put the sparklers. And more stuff that I'm fairly certain I'm not supposed to be able to walk on. Oh. Mayor. It's the mayor's office, everybody. Really didn't know, because I thought I was going to the inn. Well, it seems we have a new visitor today. I'm Mayor Dewey. How can I help you? Hello, my name is Jason. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about your village. Very well. What would you like to know about our village? I've heard this village was named and founded by one of the old heroes. Kalita. Is that true? That's right. She was one of the old heroes that fought against the old gods. Once the battle was over, she settled here with her family and found this village. I'm going to assume he means founded. This may make an ass out of me. Like, the village could have already been here and she just stumbled upon it. But, there's your sign. Although we had to move most of the village and build these walls because of the reemergence of the Reemergence. Is that a word? I'd say re-emergence. Something. I don't know. I probably would have chose a different bit of verbiage there. Of the demons and the animal attacks, if you don't mind me asking, what interest do you have in our village? I'm sure you didn't come here just for a history lesson. I'm looking for an artifact. An artifact. A mirror shard, specifically. A mirror shard. Specifically from the mirror shield that was owned by Kalisha. I hear that I might be able to find a piece of it here in her home village. A mirror shard? I'm afraid I don't follow. A relic that would have belonged to the old heroes are either in possession of a noble family or lost to history. Something like that would be too powerful to lie around a backwater village like this. Normally I would agree with you, Mr. Dewey. But maybe this will be enough to change that statement. Jason places a jewel-encrusted silver ring on the desk. My goddess, the Lotus family crest is on that. How did you get something like this? I'm a close friend of the family. I hope it's a satisfying compensation for the mirror shard. I see that you're serious about obtaining the shard, but even with this ring, how can I trust that you're not going to misuse the shard for impure purposes? If I had it and gave it to you, you could easily have stolen this ring and planned to use the shard for your own dastardly deeds. Well, as I thought, I can't possibly trust to leave you with that much power on your hands. Right, there has to be something I can do to prove I wouldn't misuse the shard's power. I might have something for you to do. You want the shard? Badly. So you prove yourself. You must kill a demon. What? What? A demon. If you want to prove that your intentions are good, then you can help my village by ridding us of the demon skulking the woods. Sir, risking the lives of me and my comrades. Are you sure about that, young man? Personally, I see this as a fair trade. I have a problem plaguing my village, and you can fix this problem in exchange for a rare artifact. A very rare and powerful artifact. If you feel that the task is too dangerous, then I completely understand if you don't want to take it. I will rid you of this demon and bring back proof, but I expect that shard to be ready on my return. Interesting. Who would have figured that a prince would find his way to backwater village like this, especially one with such a heavy bounty on his head. Better tell them who in control of what happened. I doubt they're going to like the news. Vision. Looks like you were able to work some of the stress out of your system. Find anything about the mirror shard? I have good news and bad news. Good news is the mayor has the mirror shard. Bad news is he wants us to kill a demon for it. Demon? Jason, that's too dangerous. Hunting demons isn't a game. Hold on now, I wasn't the one who proposed it. I tried to pay him off with my ring, but the ring. Jason, if he finds out you're the Prince of the Lotus Kingdom, don't worry, he doesn't knows. Doesn't knows? Words. Jason, are you sure you want to do this? I know we've gone through a lot to get the information on this shard, but killing a demon is too far. We can't just abandon it. We need this shard. Trying to look for another will set us back by months. We either get this shard or we fail our mission. And if we fail, I know. Very well. Let's us inform Joel. Well, isn't that just our luck? Of course the greedy bastard didn't want us to risk our lives hunting demons on top of paying him. Why don't we just get the ring back and go find another one of those mirror shards? There's no point in risking our lives for something this minuscule. We've sacrificed everything to get to this point. We can't back down now just because it's dangerous. I guess. I'd rather risk more time than our lives. If this is the only way, then let's hurry up and get this done. Alright. Party gets. So, let's see here. Gwyn is Firebolt, Frostbite, and Man. Which also has Focus. Okay, so the Focus thing's got is a thing. Steel Scan, Lunge, Multi-Thrust, Power Thrust, Pierce Armor. So these are what looks like kind of a RedMage thing with offensive and curative magic. No runes for Joel. Taunt, Muscle, Heavy Swing, Break Armor, Break On. Okay. Didn't have a taunt? No, okay. So where are we located? Not that way. We all have our bad days, even when we cut off someone's finger, it happens to the best of us. To be honest, you need to get better fast, so this needs your help. It's learning how to swing a sword properly. Yeah. Are you talking to me? What else am I talking to? You look like you know your way with a blade. Am I helping you train these guys? I don't think I can help. None of that now. Come on. Let me show these guys how to swing a sword properly. Show them how it's done. Oh, look, a loading screen. That's new. How much is it loading for a battle? Okay then. Seems serious. It's loading for quite a while. Well, we're close to 45 minutes in. I think we'll call this a cutoff. So that was, I want to say, the first little bit of the game. I spent more time picking menus and doing story clock hits, but if I'm going to run into these kind of problems, to do this, I really have to say the game's not ready to be a demo yet. Uzuki, I'm really sorry. I would love to demo out your full game or what's there. Get a little bit of a readme, thank all battle system-y bit. So, yay, all of this. Ooh, we've got full-on credits list here, which is very good. I'm glad to see that. Very glad to see copyright notices and stuff like that. I would say though, if you're going to put these copyrights in, do credit the specific bits that you're copying them for. And right here we've got this credited twice. You could just 2014 to 2015, stuff like this. Mainly because you want to be specific about what these copyrights are for, because otherwise you're just looking at this and you've just credited them all with the entirety of your project. You want to be very specific about what part of the material is copyright, or what part of the material is copyright to specific people anyway. So that's going to be it for this little game. So if you've got a demo for a game, or if you've found a cool game that you want to see me do a run through, or a first hour, if it's a really long one, I'll do a first hour kind of let's play for games. Why not? Like if you've made your own game and you want to get a little bit more visual from it, or a video perspective, so other people can see somebody reacting to your game before they decide to play it themselves. Or if you just really want somebody to play it and have a video of somebody playing your game up on YouTube somewhere, shoot me a message in the comments. Shoot me a message on one of the forums. It's not hard to find me. Isaac the Red. I'm on RPGMakerMV.co. I'm on RPG Maker Web. I'm there. You can find me. If you've got Discord, feel free to add me on Discord. So if you want to talk about setting stuff up and getting me to do a let's play of your thing, or if you've got a request for something you'd like to see me do a video on, a tutorial on how to do something, or how does a certain feature of RPG Maker work, something like that, feel free to mention it, and I will do my best to try to cover as much stuff as I can. For reference, I own all of the English available RPG makers, so if you'd like to see me do something with one of the older RPG Maker programs, feel free to ask about that as well, as I do personally have all of them. So that's a fun thing. But until next time, this is Isaac the Red, signing out.